Hello. This is a new series I'm making on why Terraria sucks. I'm creating this because Terraria is honestly an awful game, and I haven't found any real critiques of it outside of extremely bad satire and some reviews from noobs that haven't gotten anywhere far in the game. This will mostly just be me rambling about Terraria's various flaws. I consider myself a Terraria veteran. I've played this game since 1.2.4.1, and I've beaten this game on MMFTW and also on Expert Hardcore. I was on my way to beating Master Hardcore, but then I got drunk and punted my character to the twins. The last moments of that save are the background footage. I've played this game a lot, but that doesn't mean that it's a good game, though I admit it's the most addictive game I've played. Digital crack, if you must. Now, onto the topic for the first video. Terraria has two significant and quote gaps and quote the knowledge gap and the grind gap. By this I mean how easily you play the game is determined largely by trivia and how much time you are willing to waste on meaningless actions, like fishing for a frog leg, killing chaos elementals for the Rod of Discord, or grinding fishron for the wings, among many, many others. Let's start with the knowledge gap. You really require a guide to beat the game at all. There are hints in the game as to what to do, but without a guide, you'll have a tough time finding mandatory bosses like the Wall of Flesh, and you'll likely miss out on many of the sidequests like killing the Duke, and these sidequests give items that are by no means trivial. Without a guide or a wiki, you are likely to miss out on many things which make the game so much easier, such as the frog leg, jetpack, shimmer buffs, slime mounts, etc., which are massive boons. A new player will also not know what accessories, weapons to look out for, and will typically use whatever they are likely to come across by chance or by crafting. And the easy to obtain craftable weapons really suck. Like, they are really bad. In early pre-hard mode, gold, platinum bows are just outclassed by world evil guns for single target damage, and gold, platinum swords are likewise just outclassed by the Starfury or the Blade of Grass. And it's not like it's any harder to get these weapons as opposed to the ore weapons, you just need the knowledge of where to obtain them. There are countless other tricks that new players won't know, that aren't just minor things, but have great impacts on the game, such as the water trick for finding floating islands, or the housing trick for finding pyramids. A player who doesn't use a guide isn't even likely to know that these things exist in the game until later, and the items you get from floating islands and pyramids are seriously OP in the early game. Then, there's the whole potion metagame too. There's just so much stuff that a Terraria veteran will know that noob won't. That will make the game incredibly easy for them. If you know exactly how to play the game, what weapons, accessories, etc. to use and where to get them, the game, at least on softcore, becomes trivial even on Get Fixed Boy. If you're a complete noob, you might even struggle on Classic, if you even manage to not get stuck at just not knowing where to continue at some roadblock. Now, the and quote grind gap and quote. A lot of Terraria's truly good weapons, accessories, etc. require you to grind what are effectively loot boxes in order to obtain them. Except instead of spending money you are grinding trivial, time-wasting events, such as farming souls for keys of light or night, or fishing. Most of this grinding is also based on luck, so you can get very unlucky. I think I had to grind about 25 Crimson Mimics before I got a dart pistol on this MMHC playthrough. At least 20. I think it took me roughly 10 minutes per Crimson Mimic. 4 hours of time wasted just to get this one very good weapon. Granted, you don't need a dart rifle, but most of the good weapons are still locked behind grinding of some kind. In early hard mode, what are your good weapons? Darts, Dredulus, Stormbow for ranged. Have fun grinding mimics. Crystal Serpent for mage. Have fun fishing. It's better for melee and summoner, but not much better. And of course, all these weapons are weapons a new player is not likely to know about, so they will use inferior weapons like repeaters. EW. In summary, how easily or smoothly you play the game is determined largely by trivial knowledge that you accumulate over time reading the wiki and by experience, and by how much you are willing to grind. There actually isn't that much skill in playing Terraria, it's mostly just kiting, flying around in circles, and pointing and clicking on bosses. If you take away the knowledge aspect and the grind aspect, you'd probably find that I'd only be slightly better than a new player. Terraria just isn't a very skillful game. The knowledge gap and the grind gap are not the worst gaps Terraria has to offer though. Wait till you hear about the dreaded screen resolution gap. But that is for the next video. Adios.